lovely. Well, I don't give talks. I don't do PowerPoint presentations. I'm all about the practical. So, and that's, I think, what teachers need: practical tips, ideas to use in the classroom. And I'm speaking to you today from a light box. I'm actually on the River Thames on a boat, so I'm really hoping the internet's going to be okay. And the whole room seems to be filled with sunlight, which is really quite apt, because I feel this is what, in fact, this is one of the first exercises I had down. I was having a shower this morning, and that's where all my ideas come. And I was thinking about this talk, and I was thinking, what is it that if I was going into a classroom, what would I do before I even went in that classroom? I would be sending that classroom energy. My classroom, if I was going into a situation, it's like, what do I want to walk into? And I think that is the first thing that we can do. We can set the scene before we walk in, like as if it's a piece of theatre that you're walking on stage, rather than, oh gosh, I've got to walk into my classroom now, not knowing what's going to be in there, but set the scene. So imagine that, fill that classroom with peace or with light. So, but before I even start, I would like you to, those of you who are still teaching, have a think and maybe write in the comments, if I can read, on a scale of 1 to 10, how calm do you think your classroom is? How calm is your classroom? And I'll see if I can, I'll keep the chat open as well. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how calm is my classroom? And then the second bit is, how calm am I before I walk into school? Or how calm am I in the classroom? Because I really do think there's such a link, because children are there, as we know, waiting for the leader, waiting to co-regulate with us. So if we're wonderful. Neil is an 8, so that, I'm guessing that's very calm. Okay, so if we can work on ourselves while we're getting ready, while we're putting our clothes on. I remember 40 years ago, a friend of mine who is a school teacher, Anthea, she's just retired last year. She had lots of different coloured cardigans like I do. And on every cardigan, this is in the late 90s, when she was, I was a teenager, at late 80s, and she was studying to be a teacher. And she wrote qualities on all her cardigans. So she was putting on peace before she went into the classroom, or she was putting on love, and she would feel herself surrounded by that peace or that love. So what are you wearing? What are you taking into the classroom, so you feel that yourself, and then the children will pick that up. I love those, you see those things on YouTube or TikTok, where children have different ways of, the teacher stands outside and the children have different ways of walking into the room, whether it's a high five or a handshake or a hug. And it's a similar sort of thing. So you're there ready to greet them in peace. So you've set your mental stage, which I think is really important. And then another thing that I was thinking about, which is really related to this, is what colour would you give to your classroom? If your classroom was a colour, what colour would it be? Would it be red and hot and frustrating? Would it be colourful? It's green, so yeah. Of course, olive green. I love that. Yeah, you've got all these Farrell and Ball soft colours. Yeah, I like that. But again, using the power of visualization before walking into a pink or a green or a blue classroom. So you're setting up the scene. And I think this is really, really important. So you're helping children in a very chaotic time to start bringing in some of that peace. And then because we know that it comes from us, it's not like having a list of things that I'm going to do with the children and they need to do this and they need to be peaceful. I'm sure you've heard Neil say this a million times. It starts with me. So let's start for a moment and stop. And we'll start in the best way by stopping. So take in a deep breath and breathe out really, really slowly. And breathing in and out. And as you breathe, imagine you're breathing in that color green or blue or soft pink. And feel every single cell in your body filled with that beautiful soft color. And breathing out and in and out very softly and gently. Beautiful. Okay, so just turn the chat off now. There are 3 things that I thought that would be really great to do as a teacher, to have 3 metaphors to walk into the classroom or during the day, be that thing and bring to bring the peace into the classroom. So the first one would be, I am a rock. And so feeling that steadiness, feeling the mind becoming still like a rock, still and steady and peaceful like a rock. And it might be that if I'm giving you so much homework to do now, you've got your colors, you've got your sending peace into the classroom, but stopping before they come in and being that rock, or being a transmitter of calm, because we know that we are all transmitting all the time. And often when we're in a stressed state, we're transmitting stress and it's just coming out of us. We don't even realize we're giving it off, but we're giving it off. And that's why when children, they can see, oh, someone's saying they're okay and they're really not okay, because that person is just transmitting stress and upset or whatever. So now let me be a transmitter of calm. So being very still and just with my mind transmitting calm and almost seeing those vibrations, those waves, that energy of calm moving in this beautiful wave, like a wave of calm over the desks, going in, out through the walls and filling the whole room with calm. And another beautiful one is the tree of tranquility. And this is a really good one for grounding. So if you're feeling unstable, slightly nervous, slightly worried, imagine I'm the tree of tranquility. And every feel the feet on your ground, feel your feet on the ground, and each toe is a root. And those roots are slowly, slowly going into the ground, through the foundations of the school, all the way down into the ground, through the stones and the bones, really, really strong and stable, like a tree, unshakable. And then just breathe your green breaths. And it's like once we set our own mindset, or we set our own stage in that, like, this is our theatre set and we are in control and we're going to set this stage of peace. And then the children are going to come in and they're really going to feel that peace. And I would love you to try it. If you haven't done this before, try it for a week and see if there's a change in the dynamics in your classroom. So if there is a situation where the children are getting a little stressed, a little bit hyper, then steady yourself, remember the breaths, feel your roots going into the ground and transmitting calm. So you can be a rock, a tree, and a transmitter of calm all at the same time. You can mix your metaphors. It really doesn't matter, whatever works. But this rehearsal, Joe Dispenza talks a lot about rehearsing. So if it talks about also with children, if there's a child who's stressed about something, get them to rehearse it going well. And it's almost like we're training the cells, we're training our mind, we're training our whole body, our memory in the body to visualize something going well. And so you're going to be visualizing your classroom peaceful, having a really good day. I'm going to come back to this in a minute, another little game that you can play, but I'll leave that for the moment. Okay, so now I have a riddle for you. I hope you're on the chat. And the riddle is, what should you do all day long, but generally don't do enough of? It might not be you, but generally people don't do enough of. What do we do? What should we be doing all day long, but we don't do enough of? One little action that can make such a difference. Has anyone got an idea? What should we do all day long? It's good for our health. There's a little tip. Anybody? Breathe, smile. Yes, here's a little tip. Drink water. Okay, so another really great thing that you can do, we know drinking water is really important. You can put the word calm or peace on your water bottle and then encourage children to do the same. We know the power of water for our health. And then, of course, we've heard of Emoto Setai, what's his name? The Messages in Water, where he froze little water droplets after putting the word peace or love, and the most beautiful crystals came out. Whereas when he put hate or war, it would be very ugly shapes. So we can be literally drinking peace all day long. Take little sips and it's good for the body, and then of course it's good for the mind. So be drinking peace or calm or love or serenity, tranquility, whatever you want. So that's a really lovely thing to do, drinking. A few years ago, gosh, it was really probably 10 or 15 years ago, our local school in Oxford had a fire. And so all the children came to the Global Retreat Centre. And there were about 60 children from all the classes. It was a very small school. And they did their classroom in the dining room. Now, the Global Retreat Centre do something very, very special. They stop every hour for 1 minute. Actually, it was a minute then, but now it's 3 minutes. Every single hour, the music turns on and everybody stops, no matter what they're doing, middle of cooking, arguing, talking on the phone, everybody will stop for 1 minute, now 3, and have something called traffic control, controlling the traffic of the mind. And to start with, and we had little ones doing this as well, to start with, the children found this incredibly difficult, having to stop every hour and do nothing. But then as the time went on, they absolutely got it. And the teachers noticed that the other 59 minutes were really, really productive. So this is a great thing. I would recommend having traffic control. So sipping the water, and also having traffic control every hour or as much as you can, to just stop and control the traffic of the mind. So let's just do that now. So just stay still. You can close your eyes or open your eyes and breathe. And just let your thoughts pass through your mind like traffic. And maybe allow your thoughts to very slowly come to stillness. And breathe. And relax. And we know that when children are relaxed and are calm, their work's just going to be better. So I do actually wonder why this isn't part of the curriculum. Why traffic control isn't in every classroom, and why teachers don't do it. I remember being in school and we would have a bell for the end of lessons. Now, that really jolted my nervous system and jolted the nervous systems of those around me, maybe some more than others. Yet calming music is going to be doing something else. So I just think the importance of thinking what sounds we have in the classroom. It's just so important. And have a think about those bells. Are the bell, what is the bell doing every so often? Is that having an effect on the children, particularly the children who do have anxiety or get quite stressed with external stimuli? And there was one other thing I wanted to say around that, but it's gone. But I'm sure it will come back. But for you as teachers, using traffic control as a mini holiday, you know, a 1 minute to stop, take a break, and take your mind on holiday. And if you're drinking your drink, if you're drinking your drink, you can imagine it is a little cocktail if you want, or a little fizzy something, and then you're getting all the benefits. And we know that we can trick our brain into really believing it's on holiday, our whole body, and all the endorphins will rush through our body and we'll get relaxed and energized, and everything that we get when we're on holiday just by having the thought. And this is why these meditations that I've done work so brilliantly, because in 3 minutes we can take children on a little holiday where they imagine they're here we go, relaxing on the beach, or they imagine they're at the top of a mountain or floating up on a big balloon, or they can imagine they're in a lovely warm bath. So they're using their imagination to take them to these beautiful places. So traffic control is really, really such a lovely thing to do. And it's still not coming back to me, the nervous system, the bell. I'm still trying to remember what it was, a thought that just came that I hadn't thought about before, but it slipped away, but never mind. But definitely music. Maybe music is something that you could use during the classroom. Classical music and certain types of frequencies are really good for brain waves. So it might be look into some music that is really good for concentration and have that playing on now and again. Doesn't have to be for the whole day, but and do some experiments and see if that makes an impact on the class. And then what about SOS moments? When there are emergency moments when you need to bring the class to some calm, when there is a heightened state of stress and anxiety, everyone needs to regulate and bring the class down. It's called, what is it? De-escalation. I think that's right. So the havening technique. So opposite arms, and you could try this now, and just stroking the arms down, almost like giving yourself a lovely hug. Each child could do this. So they could hold and then squeeze the arms very gently, and then patting. So bringing them to calm. Another really lovely one for the vagus nerve is tapping the top of the head. So just tapping the top of the head. And this is something everyone can do. So everybody tap top of your head, and it's really simple. You can explain it to the children. And then that's quite nice too. And then a peaceful, deep breath, a deep green breath. We did it before. So breathing in the color green, breathing in green, and feeling that green filling every single cell of your body, all the way down to your fingertips, and breathing out again. Lovely. And also the shower of peace. So just imagine you're standing or sitting in a shower and feel this shower of peace raining over your whole body. And your arms are peaceful, your legs are peaceful, your feet are peaceful, stomach is peaceful, eyes, head, everything is peaceful. And feel your whole body becoming soft and peaceful and relaxed. Another beautiful way to bring some peace into the classroom is have a peace corner, have a calm corner. We did a pilot. It was a long time ago now, 2006 to 2009, Sylvester School in Knowlesy, very deprived area, a lot of exclusions. There were 19 exclusions the previous year, lots of problems, lots of dysregulation in a lot of the pupils. It was the area where one little boy had been stabbed, and it was on the news. And so everybody was in a state of high tension. And we brought Relaxed Kids into each classroom. It was a whole school approach. Every single class did it every single day. So they did things like the traffic control, they did the breathing at the beginning of the day, during the day, end of the day. Each child also had went to a Relaxed Kids class, which is, I've developed this Relaxed Kids sessions using, helping children to relax using 7 steps. They move, they play, they stretch, they breathe, they massage, they say their affirmations, and then they lie down on the floor. So it takes about 45 minutes to relax. So every week, all the children, each class would have a Relaxed Kids class, and they had a calm corner and a nurture room as well. So each class had a calm corner and they had the nurture room. And after 3 years, every child on the NFER scale went up in terms of their self-esteem, their classwork improved, and also exclusions were reduced from 19 to 0 in 3 years using these techniques. So, but it was a whole school approach. So it does work. It does work. And this is why I've started developing Karma Class, which is a toolkit so teachers can access on the whiteboard, quick 30 seconds, up to 5 minutes. So 30 seconds if it needs to be quick, or up to 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, 1 minute. So it's like having lots of little traffic controls as you need it during the day. And it works with the zones of regulations too. So that's my new project that I have been working on. So back to bringing creatively calm into the classroom, definitely reading some visualizations at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day to bring some softness in everybody's mind, some peace in their heart. That's a really beautiful thing to do. And I'm going to show you, I haven't got many, but I've bought a few of these books. So just to give you an explanation, the Wishing Star has 52 meditations, like the tortoise, the bubbles going into space. There are lots of different, very quick visualizations. And the first book, the little ones, this is Aladdin's Magic Carpet, where I took all the fairy stories and I turned them into meditations. So it's a very creative way of getting children to relax without them realizing. They think they're listening to fairy stories, but they're actually relaxing. And it's just so lovely to see them. I remember once there was a little boy in the house of the 3 little pigs, and he did not want to come out. And it came out later that it was the place where he felt safe, and he didn't feel safe at all. So I mean, it was just so heartbreaking, but so lovely that he had that place that he could go back to. The magic box is also for older children. They are longer. And then 2 more that I brought is the Monster Feeling book. And this has got 14 different monster feelings. So to help children manage their sad monster, angry monster. And talking of feelings, when I'm feeling, this one, this is my new book. When I'm feeling anxious, I can drift off on a cloud, and they can make up their own little mini meditations. So the whole way that I've come to helping children to relax has been creative. I've just thought that how many different creative ways can we get children to relax and feel calm. And I'm almost finished because I know I'm running out of time here, I think. Yep. But the other thing I wanted to mention was using nature for you and for the children. So even if you can't get out into nature, open the window and have a blast of fresh air and everybody breathe. If you can get out and it's the summer, everyone getting their shoes off. I do forest bathing at the retreat center, and it is such a joy to see adults taking off their shoes and really plugging into the earth and taking all those amazing benefits of just being free and being grounded and feeling at peace. So that's a lovely thing you can do in the classroom. So as well as setting your intention before the day, the other thing I wanted to mention was play the game, wouldn't it be nice if? So when you're walking or driving to school, play the game, wouldn't it be nice if everybody was calm and peaceful? Wouldn't it be nice if, and just play, almost rehearse the whole day going perfectly well in your mind. And it may not go completely to but you'll probably notice that because your mindset has gone down that way, you will be rewarded by some nice surprises. And it's also a really lovely game to play with your pupils as well. So they're setting their intention for a positive day. And then finally, at the end of the day, gratitude and looking for those nuggets of gold. What went well? What went really well? And then setting yourself to prepare for the next day. So even going to bed, and you can be sending a little bit of light, fill your classroom with light at night. So that is my whistle-stop tour of bringing calm into the classroom, peace into the classroom in a creative way. Thank you.